Hey everybody, Toby LaGrange here, back at you with episode number 4 of the Bowler's Den. This week, we're going to talk about PBA in China. Yes, PBA is going to China, and not just once. I have all the information here next. Hey everybody, thank you very much for being with us here today. Let's talk some bowling. Specifically, PBA going to China. What I'm about to read you is a press release from the PBA Tour, written by Nolan Hughes on August the 15th of this year. It's entitled PBA Relaunches China Regional Program in a 10-year partnership with Longmark Bowling. So let me read the press release, then I'll give you my thoughts. PBA in China, what could go wrong, right? 6 years after the PBA China Tiger Cup, the PBA and Longmark Bowling have announced a landmark 10 Years Championships in September of 2025. They kick off the program's official relaunch. I'm thrilled to announce this 10-year partnership with the PBA, Frank Zhao, president of Longmark Bowling, said. China holds immense potential for bowling, and with the PBA's iconic brand and global resources, we are poised to grow both the sport and the broader bowling industry across the country. This long-term collaboration with Longmark Bowling is a pivotal step in PBA's global expansion, especially in China, a market we have identified as critical to growing bowling internationally, PBA Commissioner Tom Clark said. Building on the success of the 2019 China Tiger Cup, we are excited to deliver consistent, world-class PBA events to Chinese bowlers and fans, nurturing new talent and strengthening the sport's foundation in the region. The PBA's partnership with China dates back to 2014, when the PBA enlisted Longmark to recruit players in China to become PBA members. More than 100 Chinese bowlers have joined the PBA as a result of this initiative, known as the Pioneers Program, and several competed in the PBA World Series of Bowling. The 2019 PBA China Tiger Cup, the first PBA event in China, marked a breakthrough as that season's top 7 PBA-ranked players competed alongside hundreds of competitors from across China and Asia. However, the COVID-19 pandemic brought the program to a halt just a few months later. To drive bowling's growth here, aligning with the PBA, the highest level of the sport, is key, Zhao said. As the Chinese saying, Tai Jiang Zhu Ling goes, grasp the key link and everything else falls into place. Through this partnership, we are building bridges between China and the global bowling community. In doing so, we are seizing the critical opportunity to revitalize both the sport and industry in China. For more information on the PBA China Regional Tour, make sure you check their website. The schedule looks like this. The PBA China Tribute to Pioneers Championship is September 18th through 21st, 2025. The PBA China Scorpion Championship is January 2nd to 3rd, 2026. And the 2026 PBA China Cup is October 2nd through 4th, 2026. Okay, so let's dive into this a little bit. Tom Clark, the commissioner of the PBA, says growing bowling internationally, that whole part of what he said. Let me stop you right there. Why do we have to grow bowling internationally? I'm not saying growing bowling internationally is a bad thing, but how about we work on the bowling and the local bowling and all the bowling stuff here in the United States first? Because bowling's not in a good place in the United States. There's fewer lanes, there's fewer leagues, there's fewer participants, there's fewer kids. Look at the junior leagues just around the Capital District. It's half of what it was just 20 years ago. And while nothing's the same as it was 20 years ago, except for China, of course, bowling needs help. Bowling in the United States needs help. And the last thing that the PBA or the USBC or any other governing body based in the United States needs to do right now is expand to international play, especially China. You want to expand a little bit to Canada? Maybe Mexico. Fine. Maybe, some European or Scandinavian events like the Lucky Larson's Masters. I think that's what it's called. Lucky Larson Masters that was just held. That's all fine and good. But trying to create a program in China, an enemy of the United States, forgetting your political affiliation, nobody on either side of the aisle, whether you're right, left, or in the middle, thinks China's a good place. At least not anybody who has half a conscience. Why are we trying to launch anything in China. Okay? Work on bowling at home. You just went through a whole 2 or 3 month period where the USBC is trying to ban urethane. I know it's not the PBA, and I'll have more on that in the next episode. But still, we're talking about petty things like urethane bowling balls and covering up the fact that the PBA wants to go to China. Okay, I'm sorry. Getting on my soapbox here a little bit too much maybe with this China thing, but to me this is a huge deal. We need to work on bowling at home. We need to strengthen bowling in the United States. We need to work on the youth of bowling and getting them interested in bowling again. Resources that are being put into China should be put into stuff here at home. Yeah, there's so much I want to say, but I'm just trying to tone it down a little bit and not to get my soapbox too big. But China does not deserve the PBA. The kids at home deserve more programs to help them bowl better. Bowling alleys need more support. We need more bigger events. The PBA Tour itself is smaller than it's pretty much ever been. Back when I was a kid, going back 25, 30 years, you had bowling from the fall all the way through to the spring. Almost every week you had a PBA Tour. Now you're lucky if you get 2 months of it. PBA, you can do better. Do better at home first. Then expand. And if you're going to expand, to hell with China. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time right here on the Bowler's Den.